My friends, hello. Let's talk today about our beliefs and how they impact the way we think and feel about other people. I'll give you a gross oversimplification of a way a belief is formed. If you grew up in a household that had a more liberal contextual attitude, you probably had things like we need to help other people. It's our responsibility to give back and take what we have to help others. If you grew up in a more conservative household, you may have had contextual cultural experience that was more in line with each individual person has their own right and responsibility to take care of themselves. No one else is going to help them. Again, gross oversimplification is not that one's better than the other or one is right or wrong. These are different ways of thinking of things, and my own cultural bias may be even informing how I explained that example. Here's the point. We believe what we believe based on the experiences that we've had, and the beliefs that we have are going to directly impact how we think and feel about other people. So when I first graduated college, I had a mentor of mine who said, I want you to go to lunch with my mentor from when I was going through the ranks. And so I'm in Kansas City sitting with this gentleman, and he's very, very late in his career. He's been retired for quite some time now. And he looks at me and he says, it's important that you hire pretty people. I said, oh, okay, why? And he said, because guests will forgive, I worked in the restaurant industry, guests will forgive people who are pretty, but they're going to think that people who are not pretty did it on purpose. I was like, that sounds like a really old school mentality, but thank you for the feedback. What's interesting about it, though, is the perception there is accurate. We tend to assume more positive things towards people that we are like or want to be like. So if, for example, you have a friend who you grew up in a liberal environment and you have a friend who's liberal, you're likely to have more positive experiences with that person than the friend who's conservative, because we tend to associate more tightly, more closely with the person who is like us or somebody like we want to be. Our beliefs have a direct impact on how we perceive other people. So think about this. If you've got a family member or a friend who voted differently for you in this recent election, and you're frustrated by them, or you can't really even comprehend why you feel the way you do. Maybe they switched parties this time. This was a really interesting election this year. Maybe they switched parties from who they historically would vote for. And if you are challenged right now, like how you feel about that person, think about, why do you feel that way? Do you carry baggage in your mind, subconsciously buried, that a person who votes this way, I feel negatively towards? And now you are implanting that on the person that you love and care about. It would be an interesting thing to explore. The global beliefs that we have, global belief being, conservatives are X and liberals are Y, right? The global beliefs that we have impact the micro level relationships that we have with each individual. So here's what the opportunity that we have. We cannot control other people. We can't. Sometimes people would even argue you have a hard time controlling yourself. What we can do is we can control what we think about and control how we think about things when we're intentional and thoughtful, and when it's presented to us in a way where we can say, you know what, I really need to explore that. Evaluate, why do you think and feel the way that you do? Why do you feel the way that you're feeling about the person who votes differently than you, or acts differently than you, or has different beliefs than you, religious, whatever it may be? When you do this, what will happen is it'll give you the opportunity to explore in depth your own personal beliefs and your own personal baggage. And it'll give you the opportunity to live a life that has less negative conflict, because you're changing the way that you react rather than what the other person is living and doing on a daily basis. When you behave the way that you need and want so that you can live the life that you need and want, what will happen is you'll live a happier life with more positive experiences with all different kinds of people.